I had something done yesterday, can you tell? And he was like, you look better. Hi friends, thanks for clicking. I'm the Pink Veggie. If you're into health, fitness and looking your best, please subscribe for weekly videos. Something a bit different for this week's video. At the end of 2020, I was diagnosed with glaucoma out of nowhere. I just went for a routine eye test, no family history, and I got diagnosed, which is fine. It's very treatable with these eye drops. One of the main eye drops is that it shrinks fat cells. The ophthalmologist didn't tell me that at the time, but it's a well-known side effect. I've always thought that my eyes were sort of my best facial feature, and over the last couple of years I've felt that my face has aged a lot with the fat cells shrinking under here and giving me a sunken look. Some people benefit from it. If you've got puffy bags, puffy eyes and puffy skin, you can benefit from the effect, but if you don't, you can get a really sunken look, which a lot of glaucoma patients really suffer with. So after getting the clear from my ophthalmologist that it was safe to do with the condition, I went and got trough fillers. So the lady that I went to, she had a look at me and assessed me, and so I actually got more in my cheeks and a little bit in my troughs. And I got my friend to come along and film it so you could all see. Of course I asked permission from the injection lady before I brought my friend along, and she did give her permission, and the only thing that I can't show apparently is the needle entering the skin, so I'll start after that. So it sounds terrible, but it didn't hurt that much more than a regular needle for a vaccination or a blood test, but she put a needle in here to make an entry point and wiggled it around a little bit, and then she uses a catheter, which is like a thin flexible plastic tube, and uses that to put the filler up around here. So I'll start after the needle and after the catheter, just in case YouTube is sensitive and thinks that the catheter is a needle. So you can see here she's doing my trough, and as she's inserting the filler, she's manoeuvring it under my skin with her fingers, which you can actually hear from time to time, which really, it's a very strange, crackly, squishy sound. And she's sort of pressing it and manoeuvring it as it goes in. One of the main risks with fillers is there is a chance that it will be injected into a blood vessel, and then the area that the blood vessel supplies blood to can die off. So when she's using the cannula, there's less risk of that happening because it's not the needle going in, and the cannula is blunter than a needle would be. So that minimises the risk of that happening, which I was really happy with that too. So pain-wise, it really wasn't as painful as it looks in the video. No more painful than getting a regular needle or a blood test. Some discomfort and some strange feelings. But yeah, the pain factor was really minimal. And there is a numbing agent in the filler itself, so after a while that starts to kick in, and that helps as well. So something I learnt before she started was there's actually different thicknesses or viscosities in fillers. So what she's doing here is she used a softer one on my trough and then swapped over to a slightly harder one to do along my cheeks. And then you've got really hard ones if you're getting something like your jaw or your chin done. And that was really interesting to me. And she also mentioned too that in this filler, I don't know if it's every filler, but in this one there were vitamins in there as well, which helped with tissue and skin rejuvenation, which was really interesting. So I'm going to speed up this end part. It doesn't take that long, but it's a bit monotonous to just watch in silence on YouTube. So this is sped up to 2 times the speed. And that is one side done, as simple as that. And we're going to swap over to the other side and do the exact same thing. And the last side, I'm going to speed all of that up to 2 times the speed as well. And after it was finished, the pain afterwards, she did say I might feel some tightness or some pressure. To me, I would describe it as it felt like I had a headache in my cheeks. So it was a bit like a dull ache in my cheeks. And that was for the rest of the afternoon and for all of the night. And for probably another day afterwards, my cheeks were a little bit tender. And that is all of the pain that I had afterwards. As far as aftercare, there wasn't much, just try not to touch my skin where the insertion point was, because there was an open wound there from the needle, and not to use makeup immediately, and try to stay hydrated because the filler is hyaluronic acid, and it will there's a word for them. You know, some things attract water. It's like, right, hyaluronic acid does that. It sucks water into itself. So staying hydrated for the next few days and few weeks even afterwards will help the results. I've noticed on cosmetic surgery pages with fillers, people often mention like, how many mils do you have? So I think it was 1/2 mil in each cheek and then 1/4 mil in each trough, I think. And so all in all, I've been really, really happy with the results. It's made such a huge difference to my face. I've just felt like I've aged so much in the last 2 years compared to the previous 40 years. So I feel like I look like I would if I hadn't been on the eye drops. So I'd mentioned a while ago to my partner about having fillers, but I hadn't mentioned it recently, and I didn't tell him that I was having it done on the day. So I didn't see him that afternoon, and the next morning I saw him and I'm like, I had something done yesterday, can you tell? And he was like, you look better. You look better. Have you had a facial? Like, no, it wasn't a facial. Well, you look better, but I can't. It's not something that you can really go, yes, that's it. I just look a lot fresher, and I feel like I look like myself again. So that is it for today. I hope you found it useful. Every video, when I press save and I think my final editing's done, I think of something that I should have put in the video. So if I've left anything out, please leave a comment, ask me any questions if I've left anything out that you want to know about. And if you found it useful, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.